But I'm a cool Pope. I'm gonna tell you, have a cell phone.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And I finally played the Baldurs Gate.
Yeah?
I played a little Baldy Grape.
I had to harass Anthony for a week straight.
Everybody did. Not just you, like literally everybody.
Yeah, but I would like to think it was
me.
me who did it.
Everybody on the internet is like, when are you streaming? When are you playing? When are you doing a character? When are you making your character?
But I'd like to think that it was mostly my influence.
Okay.
Wasn't it?
All right. Okay. All right.
Because you wanted to play with me, right?
Yeah, sure. I absolutely do.
That's probably why.
Yeah, sure. So I played the Baldy Grape last night.
Okay.
I like it fine.
Okay. I don't care.
Yeah, I like it fine.
I didn't make it.
No, I was not wincing because of you. I'm wincing because of the world. No, I thought it was very good. I didn't get too far. I mean, I escaped the ship and walked around a little bit on the beach, and that's as far as I got because I had to make my character.
Oh, well, it's very interesting to give an early review of a game you haven't played yet.
Yeah. I mean, I played the first couple hours, and I'm like, yeah.
That's not a couple hours.
Yeah, it was a couple hours. But
Walking around?
But
How many of those were character creation?
that's the thing.
That's not the first couple hours of the game. That's you spending hours on a character creator, which I spent a lot of time on my character creation as well, but I wouldn't consider that time in game.
Here's what I'll tell you.
What?
My character's dope as shit.
What did you build?
His name is Tazaver Heart Smelter,
Okay,
and he's a gnome
of course.
criminal.
Ooh, are you a rogue?
He's a druid.
A druid.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
He's a druid criminal.
Have you gotten to choose your druid circle yet? Have you gotten to level 2?
No.
You have not played this
But
game.
I played the game very, very in depth.
Do you have an idea of what you'd like to choose?
Not yet.
You have three options.
My
I believe.
brain says, I mean, I don't know what's in the game, but my brain just says Circle of Spores because everybody I listen to, like all the podcasts and shows I listen to, everybody does Circle of Spores.
So I'll have you know that my Baldurs Gate character is also a Circle of Spores druid.
2 druids. Our party is already imbalanced.
To a bar.
Our party is already imbalanced.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent. It's okay. Kaylee's playing a barbarian.
Of course.
Unsurprising.
What else would she play?
Yeah, I'm playing a tiefling. I am playing a tiefling Circle of Spores druid.
I saw your tiefling druid.
And she's cute.
Mm-hmm.
She's super cute.
My guy he's very suave looking. He's a very suave looking gnome.
I want to revisit this because the last time we really talked about Baldur's Gate, we hadn't played it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was thirsting over all these different characters. And not one of these people told me there was a hot, polite wizard.
It's the best kind of wizard. A hot, polite wizard, best kind.
Effie says thank you. A hot, polite wizard. You actually have to make entirely separate characters for multiplayer? Well.
No.
But we have so many friends that want to play. We're going to have such a sick party.
No.
We're going to have such a sick party.
I just made my character.
It's so fun. We make so many characters. That's part of the fun is making the characters. That's D&D, baby.
I'm going to make the same character.
You can do that.
I'm going to make
No one can stop
I'm going
you.
to make the same character and everybody can
The wizard was not polite to you? Were you polite to the wizard?
Ooh.
Okay, one thing I am really enjoying about this,
Yeah.
Kaylee and I were talking about our games, and because she's playing as a barbarian, which is like she's playing an aggressive character by choice, the different experience we're having in the game is really fun to talk about.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that everybody's been really into is it's the sort of game where you can't see all of the different things because you're playing through in one particular fashion.
Yeah.
But when you hear about different things that have been happening to other people, you're like, oh shit, that could have gone a way different way.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I walked up the beach and to the left and I found a barrel.
Yeah.
But somebody else walked up the beach and to the right and they found a box.
I want you to know, neither of those are true for me. I found everything.
A barrel and a box?
Yo, I am the worst in these kind of video games. It's got to be miserable to watch me stream this because I will leave no loot behind.
Oh, I'll
have 1,000 of that sword. I'm taking another one. Give me another scimitar. I have 10. I don't care.
I don't care. And here's the thing. I'm not dropping or selling any of them.
Nope.
I refuse. I'll keep each scimitar.
Do you know you can hold down Alt and see where all the loot is in the room?
I do.
That was, ooh. That was almost dangerous to learn. That's slowing down my game.
Well, I got to tell you this, Saige.
The Mind Flayer.
And you liked it?
No, I died.
Yeah, that'll happen. I will tell you this. Everybody has been talking about all the different ways that they've gone, all the different things that they've done.
Yeah.
And apparently, we're all doing just like a little too much. According to Larian, we're all doing just a little too much. There was a save file size limit.
Okay.
That was baked into the game. It wasn't anything that you were supposed to have to worry about.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, within just like 3 days of this game being out, people had done so much in Baldurs Gate that they blew past the save file size limit and were causing like crashes to happen.
Whoop.
And Larian had to put out a hot fix because we were simply doing too many things too quickly.
I love doing too many things too quickly.
Isn't that wild?
Baby, I've got ADHD. My whole thing is doing too many things too quickly.
So it says, as it turns out, many of you were doing so much in Baldur's Gate 3 that some of your personal story databases where your choices and actions are stored got too big too quickly. The other thing that this hotfix updates is it does re-enable cross-save support through Larian Cloud, which is going to be important when the PS5 version comes out.
Right.
Which will be very nice because then you can have the option to plug in your PS5 if you want to.
Sure won't. I'm save scumming. Are you save scumming? How do you feel about save scumming?
Well,
What's your general vibe on save scumming?
Well, here's the thing. I thought about it because once I heard there was a box to the right and I had gotten the barrel to the left, I was like, should I have done that?
Yeah.
And with a game like this, you know, and I put so much time in already,
and
I don't want to like...
What are your general feelings? How do you feel about it? Are you anti-save scumming?
I try not to because if I do, that way lies madness for me, and I will remove the fun from the game because I will simply have 87 million saves, and I'll just be going back every 2 seconds, and it will not be fun for me or for anyone involved. I just become a little pathological about it once I start doing it.
So I love to save scum, and I don't give a shit, and your opinion doesn't matter to me. But mostly it's so that I can make the choices that I know are wrong and see what happens. It's not like I rolled badly, let me do it again. And I'm not going to say I never do that. That's going to come up. But my primary love and reason for save scumming is I know I can't kiss this Mind Flayer.
Sure.
But it would be very funny to try and see what happens because they've presented me the option. Let me save that real quick, knowing that this is not the path I would choose if I was playing this game intelligently.
We call that Spider-Man 2ing a game.
Right.
I don't know if you remember, but Spider-Man 2 is the one that has like the weird cutscenes that have been turned into memes where it's like, Spider-Man, save me! And he's like, "Bleh!" And he just like falls flat on the ground.
Yeah.
That's like everybody did that because it's like, we've got to see what kind of garbage thing happens when we do the wrong thing.
Exactly. So Life Serial said, a fuck around and find out, save scum.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I love that.
I always do like a little, you know, I've always got my pinky close to the quick save button.
Yeah.
You know, just in case.
But I'll also do it if I do something and I feel really bad about it.
Oh.
Like if something like I did something and I fucked up and I did something bad or mean on accident or horrible or I let someone get hurt and I feel really sad or bad or mean.
You were not able to get through Mass Effect, were you? No. I'm the same way. It's like, no, I don't want to know that I did a horrible thing that's irreversible.
I don't like doing horrible things.
But I will I've gotten to the point where I will do it. You just got to take a deep breath and say story dice, baby.
I don't want the virtual people to be mad at me either. I don't want that. But in general, for my playthrough going forward, it's not about low rolls. It's not about failures on things or having been like, I thought this was the right choice and I made it. It's, I know this is the wrong choice and I can't wait to see what happens from my safe little save.
Boy, I'll tell you what, my first 3 rolls in Baldur's Gate 3 were just low, just failures, just absolute failures.
Yeah, I got a nat 1 like right off the bat, dog.
Yeah, I was just like, man, because obviously, what do we say when we make a character? We say high wisdom, low intelligence. Every time.
Yeah, you're playing a druid.
Every time.
Yeah.
Just that's what, it doesn't matter what my character is. High wisdom, low intelligence.
Well,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
As a wizard.
I could be but here's the thing. I don't play a wizard.
Right.
Because that goes against my rule of high wisdom, low intelligence.
Yeah, you couldn't play a wizard.
You couldn't play a wizard. It would be impossible.
Yeah.
But with a druid's great. Druid's like, no, I get how the world works.
Yeah. Wisdom is their main thing.
I simply cannot read.
Yeah.
And so it was immediately, I was so glad because I think the difficulty was a 2.
Uh-huh.
It was like a difficulty 2.
I did that.
And I rolled like a 3 and I was like, oh, thank God.
No, on the difficulty 2, I rolled a 1. Bro, on the difficulty 2, I got the only roll that could have failed. I rolled a 1.
That's so funny.
I rolled a natural 1 on a difficulty 2D. Like, oh my God.
That is great.
I just want everybody to know, because Anthony and I say this a lot, this I can't read thing.
I just say it because, like...
I think this is my fault. I think a lot of people, we've all started saying, well, I can't read. And for me, it's because of this DW meme.
Right, the Arthur meme.
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just want you to know every time I'm saying I can't read, it's DW. That sign can't stop me. I can't read.
Old DW. I'm interested in, going back to this news story, I'm interested in the PS5 release because I'm just interested, and I thought about doing this last night. I kind of want to see what it's like to play Baldur's Gate on a controller. Feels like it would be unwieldy, but maybe it's very good.
I started on a controller.
Yeah?
And I gave up on it during character creation.
Wow, that does not bode well.
Well, what was very interesting is they limit your options on it. Also, we have so many friends in chat this morning. Hello, I love you all.
Hi, friends.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sloan. Hi, Elise.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sloan. Hi, Elise.
Oh my God. They limit your options.
What kind of tiefling did you make?
So like when you're going into to choose things that are like when you unlock the additional complexions, we have the little checkbox that wasn't there on controller.
Oh, but you gotta hit the checkbox.
You have to hit the checkbox so you can be any it takes
can be
it
all
out of
all the different things.
Not just tiefling colors, but now it's just like you've just got a fucking RGB color palette.
Too many
you know
things.
what I mean? Like, and I obviously want to be a pink tiefling.
J Shot 021 says, finally got out of Act 1 of BG3 last night. I'm 50 hours in. So did you get to the part where you can get the barrel?
Or the box?
Did you get there? Because that's where I'm at. It's pretty good. I don't know if you made it as far as I made it.
Sarah said, I actually made an elf because I'm a simp for my own characters and I wanted my sexy wizard in game. Hey, I made a pink tiefling druid because I am also a simp for my own characters. And I am in love with a wizard in the game.
Well. It's a lot of, somebody brought this up in chat earlier, and it does seem to be true anecdotally. All of the majority of the hot neurodivergent people in the world are tattooed tieflings in this game. It do seem like a lot of hot tattooed tieflings.
Tisms for tiefling.
Tisms for tieflings.
That's us, baby.
I am a smooth-talking gnome, and I'll tell you what, not a lot of people going gnome. Go big or go gnome.
When I made my...
Literally, you can go big or you can go gnome.
Those are the two options.
Those are the choices.
When I made my guardian, I made it a gnome.
My guardian is just the most ripped half orc babe.
Hell yeah.
To watch over my little gnomey boy.
Hell yeah.
She's got the cool mohawk.
Yeah.
And she's got like a cool scar, but like a hot one, like on her lip.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, come here, I'm gonna smooch your hot lip scar.
I made a smoochable gnome that's seen some things.
Yeah, gnomes.
You know?
No, people have picked up on this, but the one trait of myself, I got one big flyaway. Can you see it? Look at that.
I can see it. Would you like me to help?
Yeah, can you try to help? People have figured out that I don't think you helped.
Do you mean grabbing a fistful of your hair
I think you did
and pulling
the
your head in
opposite.
this direction didn't fix it?
I think, Well, I thought that was part of what you were doing, and then
You thought it was part of my process.
I thought it was part of your process. I don't know.
That's fair. No, that's fair that you thought that.
Because I trust you because you're my friend. People have picked up on the fact that every character that I play in any D&D game absolutely loves gnomes, and that just comes from me.
Yeah,
I have an absolute love for gnomes. I think gnomes are the coolest.
Yeah.
I can't get over gnomes.
You truly can't.
I truly can't, and I won't. But this is the first time. No, that's not true. I did play a gnome artificer once.
Okay.
Once. On a friend's show, but I did not. But I have not played one long term, so I'm very excited to be a gnome.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone. We just opened with a lot of talk about Baldur's Gate. I'm in it. We've been waiting for a long time for this game, so I'm very excited.
And
about
we got
it.
more. We got more if
There's
we want to
more?
talk about more Baldur's Gate.
You want to keep talking about more Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's do it.
Now, you might, as we are, be in love with the narrator of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I absolutely love she absolutely crushes the thing where it's like, I am not just like playing this Cate Blanchett style narrator of a high fantasy story. I'm also sort of your DM.
Yeah.
And I also
very much so.
And I also have like just like regular DM feelings about you and your choices.
Yeah.
And the way she gets that attitude across is
Feels
so
like D&D.
wonderful. It's so wonderful. Everything
feels
feels
like
like
D&D.
D&D. Can I tell you the first couple times? No, I'm about to diverge again. I can't diverge. We're
We
in the
can't.
middle.
We
No,
can't. We
no.
got to finish this story.
I'll diverge after.
Yeah.
But we absolutely love her. Amelia Tyler. I sent you a picture of her.
You did.
And she was stabbing a teddy bear in a sacrificial circle and in her house, in her
Very cool.
kitchen.
Very cool.
So we love Amelia Tyler.
Yeah. We're all in.
Now, she and Larian have put out some narrator outtakes
I love that.
from Baldur's Gate.
I
And
haven't
they
actually
are,
listened to these yet.
oh, they're great.
I'm very excited to listen to them. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking just do it. That's DW. It just takes a minute, guys. It just lags a little bit, so don't even worry about
Don't
it.
even worry about it.
Baldur's Gate 3 is sponsored by A Mental Breakdown and the number 2. Welcome to fantasy spelling, kids. Think you know how to pronounce it? I think not. Slightly pissed. Bitch. The village of it's illicit, but with a lisp. Illicit to Nareth. It's northern to Nareth. It sounds like the kind of name that would be shouted over a playground. Justicia! Chlamydia! Come and get your dinner! It's a well-sexy tadpole. Oh god, that was a mental image I didn't need. It's got suspenders on and legs for some reason. I haven't even read one line yet. How has it got weird already? I did start it, but you cast me, so I'm blaming you. Who did this word with 4 apostrophes in it? What the fuck? That is some fantasy
Fucking
bullshit
Vince.
right there. Whatever you say, script. All right, well, I'm trying to do my job, but they keep saying exposed brain. It's a tiny groovy spider. Tiny dancing spiders are in your eyes. But that's the thing. If that occurred in this script, it wouldn't be like a what? It'd just be like, oh, okay. Dancing eye spiders. Why not? Sure. Must be Thursday. Dancing eye spiders is the most normal thing I've done all day. Oh, and you're a big, scary player character. What level are you now? Is it 2? Oh, you are so scary. You are so scary. This is my favourite line, I think, in the game so far, because the idea of a boat beckoning makes me really happy. Just like, come
She's
aboard,
so
Sam.
funny.
It curls its rudder
It's
at
so funny.
God, that's good. God, that's good. And there's so much of this. So this one's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and that's part 1. We got 2 minutes and 50 seconds in part 2. We got another 3 minutes in a part 3.
Yeah.
So you've got many a minutes of outtakes.
It's so good. You have to, they're up on her YouTube channel and they are absolutely hilarious. And I just love that Larian is also cool with, yeah, just put them out.
I fucking love that shit. That's awesome.
Just put them out.
I'm so into it. I hope, I want to see this be it. There's such a weird thing, and particularly in the voiceover industry, of secrecy that's like a little bit dated. Like as somebody who has a ton of friends that are, we both do, who are voice actors, there's so much like intensive secrecy, and like they have this idea of like, well, we want them to see this character as the character and not as you, the actor.
Yeah.
And stuff like that I think we're like well past.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's partially, that natural thing of, no, we want it to be this character.
Yeah.
And also, like, it's a feeling of, like, we don't want voice actors to think too highly of themselves or have the level of fame and clout and leverage that other actors do.
Yes, absolutely. It's a whole fucking thing that's really unfortunate. But I think a lot of that has changed post Lady Dimitrescu. I think Lady Dimitrescu came out and they were like, oh, they're loving looking at Lady Dimitrescu and this is good for game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that more studios kind of catch on to that and are like into it.
Yeah. I feel like it's something that's been happening, quite a bit over the last like 10 years, 5-10 years. But yeah, the Lady Dimitrescu thing was a huge deal. I mean, obviously once the Critical Role actors started becoming famous on their own, it was like,
we want them to know it's you.
We want them to know it's you. We want to go back and be like, no, did you know it was this person in this game? And it's like, oh, really? Does a rising tide lift all boats? How weird.
How interesting.
How strange.
You want to know the opposite of that?
What's the opposite of that?
The Emmys. If I could think of the direct antithesis of the concept, a rising tide lift all boats, I would talk about the Emmys.
Sure.
Now, not usually something we'd talk about on this show. Something very interesting has happened. It's a pretty big deal, and I'm surprised there hasn't been more news about it. The Emmys have been delayed because of the strikes. Now, you hear that, and you're like, well, yeah, of course, they kind of have to be. But that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So they originally were supposed to be airing September 18th, 2023.
Okay.
And have now been pushed to January 15th, 2024. That's a not insignificant move. That's moving into another year.
Yeah.
For the Emmys.
That's also interesting because I feel like so much of award show stuff is always, hey, if you put this out too early, people are going to forget about it by award show season.
So it's going to fuck that whole system of when people do their movie releases. But again, obviously, we're very pro-strike. We're very pro-union. So I say
I'm not worried about people's award releases. I'm just interested in the fact that they're going to have to change up strats and things like that.
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But again, of course, you can't have the Emmys on September 18th. Who would come?
Do people still watch the Emmys?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Still a big deal.
It's not as big of a deal as it used to be by any measure. It's definitely fallen off.
Which is interesting because TV has become the more critical darling medium as opposed to movies lately.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, people are way more about TV, but I just feel like I don't know a lot of people that watch. I mean, I know people that watch the Emmys here because people work in the industry here.
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot of my friends that don't work in the industry that watch any award shows really.
Yeah. I don't think our age demographic, especially in where we live, are the target demographic for the Emmys. But I think there are still people that have and same we have Oscar parties that have little Emmy parties and it seems like something probably a lot of moms watch.
Yeah.
It's the people who pay for cable. People who pay for cable still watch the Emmys.
Every time I go to an Oscar party, I'm like, I remember that I'm not as into this as other people are.
I don't go to Oscar parties.
I don't go to Oscar, and then when they have the list and it's you have to guess who's gonna win, and I haven't seen half the things. I haven't
seen any of it.
I'm just like, this one looks interesting.
Yeah.
I've heard about this one.
I did the same thing when I got signed up for a Bachelor bracket.
Yeah.
Just this name seems fun. I don't know.
I don't know.
The same way. I'm not going to watch. I
feel like I could get through an entire season of The Bachelor and still not know the names of the people for the bracket.
Yeah, that's very, very fair.
I was in a relationship with somebody who was very into the whole Bachelor universe a few years back. And boy, they could tell me everything. And I would just watch. I'd be like, all these people look the same. They all look the same and they all act the same. That one's the bad boy. Why? I don't know. His shirt's unbuttoned. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm even somebody who enjoys reality dating television quite a bit, I would say. I would say it's an interest of mine. I think I would need to watch it with somebody who's really into it. Yeah. I tried to watch it on my own and I did not make it through an episode of The Bachelor.
My friend was on it.
I know, yeah.
My friend was on it and she made it pretty far.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and she keeps coming back for the Fuck Island.
Oh,
you know where they do Bachelor Fuck Island?
Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they do Bachelor Fuck Island.
I have heard that I would like Bachelor Fuck Island, AKA Bachelor in Paradise, as someone who didn't enjoy The Bachelor, because I simply could not handle watching a bunch of really beautiful, although a lot of copy and paste white women, really beautiful women all fawn over one man. I simply was sitting there being like, why? Why? And I just I couldn't get past that.
Yeah.
When there's a lot of people and the genders are all mixed and everybody's just mingling and there's a bunch of
it's
people.
also very weird.
One man?
It's also very weird when you watch The Bachelorette as well, because it becomes centered around the real toxic competitive dynamics between the men and not about the woman. It's always about the woman comes out one time in every episode and goes hey, I heard you guys are not being cool. You're going to need to be cool because anybody who marries me has to be cool. And then one of them's well, I mean, this guy is literally punching everybody. And the other guy was just please stop punching me. And she's well, I wasn't there. She's well, I wasn't there and I didn't see anything, but the two of you sound like you've got a lot that you've got to work on.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah, and I'm just what? What? But then you would really enjoy Bachelor in Paradise because it's exactly like a Love Island. What's the one, the Too Hot to Handle?
Yeah.
It's exactly like that sort of thing where it's well, we're all drunk. Who's going on a date?
I think that's more fun. I like watching all the people get to know each other. I like watching the pairs. I like all of that stuff. It's a fun little science experiment.
It's a fun little science
Sarah
experiment.
said, I once had a group of friends who liked watching it like football, get together with food, cheer and boo, and then literally forget everything between episodes. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could absolutely do that.
I think you have to. I think it just slips out of your brain because it's so nothing that you will forget about it. The people who remember every detail of it, I'm very whoa, what is this about? How do you remember this? But you forget, but then the way they edit it, because of the way they edit reality shows where it's hey, dumb baby. Hey, dumb baby, do you need to know what to think in this moment? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I don't remember anything. It's okay, we're going to tell you what to think in this moment with editing, all right? And we're yeah, we hate that guy. That guy's the worst guy.
100% they do. Hey, did you watch any of MILF Manor? Did you watch a single episode?
MILF Manor may be a bridge too far for me.
Yo, watch the first episode.
Yeah?
Yeah, watch it. Everybody watch the first episode of MILF Manor.
MILF Manor is
don't watch the series, but watch the first episode.
Do you know what MILF Manor feels like to me? MILF Manor feels like when Chappelle's show had the sketch that was wife swap and it was a joke.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, they were well, we're just going to do that as a reality show.
Oh, I've watched so much wife swap.
Where society just had slid.
Yeah.
The Overton window had moved.
Yeah.
To the point where it was no, we think this is fine.
Yeah, wife swap.
It was a joke 3 years ago.
As somebody who was raised white trash, wife swap is a key fundamental part of this. Hi, good morning, Alex. A key fundamental part of my upbringing.
Hi, good morning, Alex.
What was I reading? There was something in here that I was going to respond to, and I don't know. Oh, the Miko said, have you watched Married at First Sight? I love Married at First Sight.
I don't know.
I love Married at First Sight. It's one of the most unhinged things on television.
They have
it's fucking bananas.
Does that have anything to do with the 90-day fiance
unrelated
verse?
to 90 Day Fiance. 90 Day Fiance, better than you think it is. Most of the time, you think it's going to be oh, this is really weird and probably going to be derogatory to other cultures. In fact, most of the time, it's a woman coming in from her beautiful apartment in Ukraine.
No, because I know Big Ed, and I know that I know that whole thing.
She'll
so I know
I have a nice life in the Philippines, and I can't believe how bad America is.
Yeah.
It's a great criticism of America.
You cannot treat me this way.
Yeah.
This is not, yeah.
Why is this the thing you've been hyping up? I can't believe this is America.
Yeah.
How do you spend all of your money on rent and still live 20 minutes from the grocery store?
Right. So, yeah, that I love. I think MILF Manor may be a bridge too far. I think the wife swap was a bridge too far for me.
It's nuts.
Fuckboy Island. Didn't we watch the first season of that? It's the one that Nikki Glazer hosts.
Yeah, we tried it. I don't think we made it through a season.
I made it through the season.
I didn't make it through the season. I didn't think it was good.
Because I liked it.
I didn't like it, and I didn't like Nikki Glazer very much as the host. I just didn't like anything about it.
Really?
I thought the concept was a little too theatrical. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but we send you to this other place on this other island for your redemption. It just felt I know it's going to be scripted, but don't put it in my face that it's so scripted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, those bits were definitely, but
it was just.
But I love the I love the
interact.
dynamic of it, the actual dynamic of it of hey.
Yeah.
You have to be a better person, and also you have to choose better people.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, I do love what it was saying about, hey, you can't just be like, these people are trash or these people are trash. You need to want something good for yourself.
Then
You need to
watch the rest
want
of it.
You need to want to give something good to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then, the way the first season ends. The way the first season ends.
Interesting.
Mwah,
Okay.
masterful television.
I'll watch it. I still have to go back and watch the Avengers Endgame of Netflix reality shows.
Which one is that?
I don't remember what they called it. Somebody will remember
But it's
for me
people
in
from
the
like
chat.
The Circle
It's-
and
yeah.
Too Hot to Handle and
Love is Blind,
Yeah.
all of them. It's from all of them. I did watch The Queer Ultimatum. Wild times. Hope we get more of it. The Ultimatum is horrible as a concept. Fascinating. The Queer Ultimatum was something.
That's the one with Matt Damon.
No.
Yeah, it's
Matt
Matt
Damon
Damon, and he's a super spy.
Ah, yes. The Queer Ultimatum with Matt Damon.
That was
Crypto.com's Matt Damon.
Crypto.com's Matt Damon.
Anyways, and yeah, I appreciate from Alex, Sarah, and Sloan saying nothing like it's too early or nothing like PixelCircus to get the whole household up in the morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Hey.
Anyways, this all started because the Emmys were delayed somehow, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know how we got onto talking about reality
But anyway,
television.
the Emmys are delayed.
The Emmys are delayed into next year because nobody would attend them. Or
I remember what I was going to say about Baldurs Gate that I put a pin in.
You know what? I'm pulling that pin. What is it, Anthony?
Right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's a little
give it to
time
me.
for a little more Baldur's Gate.
Give it to me.
Here's what it is. It's so D&D that I forgot. Like, I forgot I was playing a D&D game, and I attempted to just do what I do in a lot of other top-down, like, strategy games and just move out of combat. Like
Attack
move
of
away.
opportunity.
And I got an attack of opportunity. And I was like, oh, right, it's fucking D&D.
So I did something comparable, but just in that, like, you don't have hex tiles, and I needed to change it from meters because I don't understand meters. I'll never understand the metric system. So I was like, I can't tell if I'm within 5 feet to get an attack of
Right.
opportunity. And I was like, well, let's find out. And I was.
And I was.
Yeah. It's always from Rocky Horror because of Und I did.
And I did.
That's it. Everything I say is mostly just a reference
Dr.
to something.
Scott.
Rocky.
Hey, let's dig a little bit into. What are you doing?
You digging, bro?
Ah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, let's dig a little bit into the Pokemans. I'm still playing the Pokemon Sleep.
That's awesome. I don't care.
I've been
Because I've
collect-
got something real here. I've got tangible goods.
Pokemon Sleep's a great game.
I won't play it. I refuse to play Pokemon Sleep. I refuse to be bullied by my favorite characters for how bad my sleep is.
They don't bully
I simply
you.
will not accept that.
They don't bully
I
you.
simply will not accept being bad. I will not
They're
be
your
bad at a
sleepy time
game.
friends.
I don't sleep. I don't want to be bad at a game because I don't sleep. Usually, staying up all night playing video games makes me better at a video game. This one would get mad at me for it. I refuse. I refuse to be behind all of my friends because I have nightmares. I think that that's bullying and it's rude.
It's not bullying. It's a very sweet
I think it's
game.
bullying. I think
It's
that
a very
if
sweet.
I am
It's a
worse
very
at the
sweet game. You need to deal with your own issues in your own way and not put it on
I'm not
Pokemon
going to
Sleep.
be worse at the game because I have nightmares. That's not fair.
That's not, you could take a nap too. You could take a nap and it
I'll have
gives
nightmares
you.
if I take a nap.
Okay, well that's not on Pokemon Sleep. Pokemon Sleep's a great game.
I just think that maybe it's a little bit rude towards people who have nightmares.
You cannot. That's a personal problem, and you cannot bring
I
it to
know,
your critique
I'm
of the game.
working on it.
You cannot bring it to your critique of the game. Pokemon Sleep is wonderful.
My therapist says it's complex post-traumatic stress disorder, but the Snorlax is not going to help me.
He's just napping, and you make him little meals.
I'm jealous that he's napping, and nobody's making me little meals. Maybe that's the problem, Anthony.
Okay. Here's the thing: if you've got a problem with a little sleepy guy that you can cook sweet little meals for, then you've got a problem, a bigger problem than Pokemon Sleep.
I know. My therapist also said that.
Nobody hates a Snorlax.
I don't hate a Snorlax. I just simply don't want a Snorlax to know about my sleeping habits.
He doesn't.
I don't want to disappoint
Snorlax
him.
doesn't know anything. He's sleeping the whole time.
I don't want any of the Pokemon.
You can't blame the
know.
Snorlax.
I do not want any of the Pokemon to know about my sleeping habits. I don't want to disappoint them.
I'll say this. One thing that Pokemon Sleep does have is a social aspect, and Xander and I are both doing Pokemon Sleep, and I was like, there is no way I'm adding any friends to Pokemon Sleep. And he goes, no, absolutely not.
It would tell other people?
It's like, nobody gets to see how much I'm sleeping or when I'm sleeping.
That's like people sharing their Venmo history publicly.
What is with that? What is with that? It's like payments, but they're social. No, they're not.
No, money is not social.
It's for drugs. It's for sex. No, it's not.
No,
it's not, Gerald. It's for your share of the rent.
You had an excuse to do that for the first week of Venmo. You have no excuse anymore.
Anybody who has their Venmo set to public right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Psychopath. That's psychopathic behavior.
Also, Alex said, I'm coming over. I've got little meals in my backpack. Come to me. I want little meals. Anyways, all of this is because a new plush has released from the Pokemon Center.
Oh, we love the Pokemon plushes. We're very excited.
I love it so much.
They've got the life size. Whoa. Nope. Whoa.
What about in that angle?
At least go to the angle where it's got eyes on it.
Hey, there you go. There's some eyes up there.
It's actually not better.
How about this one?
Whoa.
How about this one for a size comparison?
At least he's measuring it the right way. Right. A lot of people don't measure the right way.
How about that angle? Does that fix it? Does that fix it? Does that fix it for you, Anthony?
The top one is definitely the best angle, but boy, oh boy.
This is truly and genuinely the official Pokemon Center product and product photography. Because here's the thing. You could have just put this one. And people probably would have made a couple of jokes, but no, you put 8 photos of the side angle.
Well, here's the thing. It's people, you can't just buy it from one photo. One photo could be a misrepresentation of the product. I need a cube next to it as it's kind of like half rigid.
I don't want the Pokemon Center to look like my Instagram DMs.
All my Instagram DMs, honestly, are of Pokemon. We're living reverse lives.
I wonder what the difference is between you and I.
I can't figure it out. It's, you know what it is? People feel bad for me because I have flyaways and nobody's helping me with them.
That's probably it.
That's probably what it is.
But truly, why did they put so many side angles?
I think they know.
Do you really? You think the Pokemon Company?
They know. Look,
you think the Pokemon Company did this on purpose?
Here's the thing. I genuinely believe whoever was doing product photography and had to put this product up said, oh, we know what's going on here. Let's just do this let's just lean into this. Whereas, like, do I think the people, do I think the people on the higher levels of the Pokemon Company understood it? Probably not. But whoever did that product photography for the Pokemon Center was like, oh yeah, we know.
But like, this had to go through so many people. You know that it had, like, there's not one person that's like, I took the photos and I uploaded them to the Pokemon website. You know this went through so many people. And through all of those people, they got 1, 2,
Yep.
3,
Yep.
4,
Yep.
5
Yep.
side angle photos,
Yep.
1 being measured from the base.
Technically, that's not from it's 2 side angles, a front and a back, because Wiglet is a vertical Pokemon.
Sure. But you're going around with it this way instead of shooting it this way.
Well, because we've got the shot of it that way.
Right, so then why do we have 1 shot of the face and 5 of the length?
Because they know. Because in the break rooms at the Pokemon Company, they're all giggling and snorting. They're all going, tee-hee, look at what we did. Look at what we did.
No.
Look at what you did. Some kid's favorite Pokemon is Wiglet, and we're happy for that kid, but also for all the adults that want like a ha-ha tee-hee moment, you could buy this Pokemon as well.
You can get yourself a 10 to 15 inch Wiglet.
That's too much. That's too much.
Anyways, that's kind of that, man.
There's nowhere for it to go at that point.
There isn't really. There really isn't. Anyway, anything else? You want to talk about good news?
Let's talk about some good news.
let's talk about some good news. Although never is it good news leading up to this, the Marvel VFX workers are fighting to unionize.
Yeah, there were rumors of this. We had been talking about it a little bit, how VFX artists were talking about taking this strike as an opportunity to unionize, to get a little, number one, they need to. And number two, this is the perfect time for them to do it because with the level of solidarity that there is right now, they have a real opportunity to get some power within the industry. Right now,
I hope to see more people taking. I know it's not easy, and I don't want to put the burden on the workers in workers that are not unionized is not the fault of the laborers.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but I hope that this is an opening and this is like a pushing through the door for more departments of the entertainment industry to unionize.
So right now, this is part of the VFX union. This is the part of the union that could unionize under IATSE. Which is the theatrical employees. So it's people who are mostly on set doing VFX work will be able to do this, but we're hoping that it will spread to the rest of the industry. If you're unfamiliar, we've talked a little bit about this before, but the way VFX works is a studio says we've got a Marvel movie, and we need 400 visual effects shots.
Yep.
Everybody in town bid on this. How much will you charge us to do 400 visual effects shots in this movie? They don't say what those shots are, what they contain. They don't say what level of visual effects are required for those shots. They just say, here's the number of shots.
Yeah.
Who's going to do it?
Yep.
And then these companies vote on it. Whoever has the lowest bid gets the movie. They have their deadline. They have the 400 shots, and a visual effects shot could be anything from there's a wire right here painted out to, hey, we need a fully modeled Iron Man to punch a monster in a city that's on fire, and we need that completely created.
Yep.
Both of those count as one shot. And then the other thing that happens is if you send either of those shots to Marvel and they say, we don't like it, they get unlimited redos. That's just the way the industry works. It's the way it's always worked. And the visual effects companies don't have the amount of power to change it. They would all have to, everybody in the industry would have to say, we're not doing visual effects anymore, like as though they had a union or something. So that's what they're trying to change. One of the biggest, this is like the thing that I always say, Rhythm and Hues, one of the first, biggest, most amazing visual effects teams and studios in the industry. Yeah. Rhythm and Hues was around since like Tron. Like computer effects, they did that. They made it happen. They went bankrupt. They went out of business making the movie Life of Pi. Rhythm and Hues, a company that had been around for like 30, 40 years, just gone.
Life of Pi, which swept that award season.
Swept, and for VFX.
Yep.
They won Oscars after they had gone out of business.
Horrible. Absolutely awful. Collective bargaining is your best friend, and I wish a very collective bargaining to all members of the industry. And no more opportunity for studios to continue to take advantage.
Yeah.
In the statement from the people gathering for it, right now it's about 50 VFX workers at Marvel that have voted to file for a union election, saying these companies which are making billions of dollars off of our work. So the reasonableness for our demands, asking to be put on the same deal as the people working alongside of us, being given access to health care, a pension fund for basic protections of work. We feel that this is one of the most reasonable demands that anyone has ever made.
That's the other thing. A lot of these VFX workers are contract employees.
No health insurance.
No benefits. And they're working on set. They're working the same days, the same hours, doing the same stuff with the same people who are protected and have union protection and have these benefits.
Yep.
And they don't. They simply don't. And it's one of those jobs where it's like you're contracted in much the same way the studio contracts the VFX house, where it's like, you're on this job for X number of weeks. You will get paid this much money.
Yeah.
Work 22 hours a day and sleep under your desk.
Sound good?
Sound good. And then the movie comes out and it looks horrible. And people are like, why do movies look horrible now? And it's because it's cheaper to make a visual effects company make your entire movie for you than it is to have an actor back for a week or have a live crew back for a week, because those people you have to pay a living wage.
They will always try to find the people who don't have to get paid a living wage and be like, can we do it through them instead?
Can we do it?
Can we get those guys to do it? Wait, unlimited?
Unlimited? Make them in a computer.
Oh, yeah.
When you are like, when you've got a movie like Endgame and no one's wearing costumes, and I don't just mean like Hulk is not wearing a Hulk suit or whatever. I mean, when you watch the stuff for Endgame, their time travel suits simply did not exist. They were wearing VFX suits because they were like, well, we don't know what we want the costumes to look like yet.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? We don't know what we want the costumes to look like yet?
I mean, you also look back too, I mean, not Marvel, but you look back at Wonder Woman and it's like, they did reshoots while Gal Gadot was pregnant.
Yeah.
And they were just like, all right, we're bringing her back in. You fix this.
You remember she had the green belly.
Yeah.
Which was wild.
Which was wild and very interesting.
But it's very cool.
It was very cool and interesting. But it's like,
from a Gal Gadot perspective and from like a let women work.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Loved that. We were all very pro, like, hey, Hollywood, stop canceling women for getting pregnant challenge, any percent. But also, it's the thing where, for some reason, the industry sees so many of these extremely vital positions as unnecessary.
Yeah.
They don't see them as pivotal and vital to the work that we do.
Yeah.
Which is why people are striking, right? In all areas of the entertainment industry right now, companies have lost sight of what makes movies, of what makes television, and of the people that comprise that.
And, we've said this before. This is every industry, but the thing that the film and TV industry has that the rest of America has lost is strength of union. Some semblance of union strength, which was at its highest in the 1960s and 70s in the United States, and then just from Reaganomics on, just was destroyed.
Yeah.
Every industry should have the amount of power within unions that the entertainment industry has. Should have more.
Yeah.
Because it's so, like, when you talk, we talked about this last week. There were people on the line that were like, hey, we know how this works. They say they won't give it to us. We strike. They give it to us. It happens every 20 years.
Yep. That's the cycle.
That's the cycle.
It's a very silly cycle that we have to participate in.
It's a silly cycle, but they can participate in that cycle because the industry has the structure and the union strength to do it.
Yep.
Whereas like retail workers, service industry workers, everybody else in the United States right now doesn't really have that. So
Nathan Dooley in the live studio audience brings up also a good point and said, well, that was probably because the costume departments are union.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of costumers are IATSE.
They were just like, we don't want to decide this yet, and we don't want to pay the people to rush it. And
to make them at all.
Yeah, to make it on a rush and do all this stuff. So we'll just figure it out.
We'll just VFX it in later.
While we're talking about Gal Gadot,
Uh-huh.
this was an interesting bit of news that popped up. I was not aware of this. Were you aware of this?
I wasn't aware of this, and it does directly contradict something else. So I'm very curious. So this is, Gal Gadot says that being Margot Robbie's first choice for Barbie warmed my heart. I was very touched.
So Margot Robbie, of course, produced the Barbie movie with her production company. She was in charge of the movie, and she did not initially want herself to be Barbie, or at least not main character Barbie. She thought maybe I'll be in it, and so her first choice was Gal Gadot.
Now, this is very interesting. I also saw an interview with Margot Robbie when she was talking about when they came together and when they were putting together the script for it and how excited she was about her talking with the team and being like, hey, everyone, I don't have to be Barbie. Like, to be clear, I still want to produce this. I want to be part of this. Obviously, I would love to be Barbie, but like, I don't have to be.
Yeah.
But she did talk about wanting still to be Barbie and how it was like a dream role, but she was like, all I care is that this movie gets made.
Yeah, she's like, I want it to be the best movie it can be.
Yeah.
I want the studios to be the most interested in it they can be. I want us to get the most money and freedom we can. And she thought Gal Gadot was the way to do it. And she said that she loves, she thought about when casting Barbie, she thought about Gal Gadot's personality, the way she knows Gal.
Fascinating.
Which is like, she's funny, she's warm, she's smart, she's like nerdy almost to the point of being dorky, but she's not dorky. She's like right on, she's dork adjacent is I think the way Margot Robbie described it, which I absolutely love. It would have been a very different movie.
It would have been a very different movie. I'm glad they went in the direction they did. Margot Robbie was literally the perfect Barbie. Also, everyone who was in that movie was literally perfect for the role. Except for Simu Liu. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine.
I have no problem saying it because he's got some history. But I think he's the only weakness in that entire film. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
In any other movie, you'd be like, that was good. But then you're next to all of those other people who were perfect, and you're like, okay, well, and you were there too.
He was fine. It also, like, here's what we can say. Simu Liu, everybody who did press for the Barbie movie was 100% perfect, nailed it, was hilarious, was funny, had like not just sound bites, but different sound bites. Like they were all brilliant. And you watch and you're like, this is fun and they're wonderful. All Simu Liu said was, I can do a backflip. Every clip of him was like, my Ken does a backflip.
Yep.
And that makes him the best Ken. And I was like, buddy, you got to give us something. You've got the most charismatic people in the world around you.
In the world around you. You're next to the new Doctor. God, I
can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait. That made me so much more excited.
Oh, Kudi Gatwa was amazing in that movie too.
So
he was in there for like three to 5 minutes, and it was a perfect 3 to 5 minutes.
Perfect and beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, but yeah, the movie was great. With Gal Gadot, it would have been a very different movie, I think. But
interesting.
But it's interesting, yeah. And I don't know. It's just another one of those things. And this is part of the marketing that is kind of brilliant. But it's just also another one of those things that comes out where you hear it and you go, they're so wonderful. All of them are so wonderful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where she was like, oh, it doesn't have to be me. It should be somebody like Gal who's perfect. And it's just like,
you're also perfect.
What are you making us love you more? Oh, this might be calculated, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
And humble too. I am gonna say, there's one interview with some questionable Harry Potter takes. I don't love it.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to acknowledge it.
Yes.
When we're talking about like, oh, aren't you perfect?
Yeah,
that was a bad take.
She's apparently a very big Harry Potter fan.
Bad take.
A lot of people are.
A lot of people are.
A lot of people are.
A lot of people are. Not in this house.
Not in this house.
Not in this house. Let's talk about a little bit of technology.
Okay.
Let's talk about a little bit of technology.
Okay. What about this mouse? It's okay.
It's not a great mouse.
It's not a great mouse, but it is a little bit of technology, and it does
it's very little bit.
It's a very small bit of technology, and we move it around the desk, and sometimes it lets us click, but it doesn't always let us click. And it doesn't have enough room on the desk, but as we know, Saige is against wireless technology.
Yes.
And so I watch her do this.
There's not enough room to move it around. There wouldn't be if it was wireless. There's still this.
You can put it all over here. You can put it anywhere you want if it's wireless.
Still a small desk.
Anyway, here's the deal. That was technology. Thanks for joining us.
Anthony, if you would for me, I'm just going to ask you, could you please select all of the bikes in this image?
Dude, this stresses me out.
Can you identify all of the bicycles in these images?
I'm stressed. Okay, these ones don't necessarily stress me out. I could identify all the bicycles, but can I? Okay, some of them.
Tiny bit.
It's like a little tiny bit of a bicycle. Or like some of them are like, hey, where's the crosswalk? And I'm like,
and the
it's just like a tiny little bit.
A tiny bit that won the line. I was also thinking specifically of the crosswalk ones. It's when the whole grid is one picture and it's like select all of them that have the bus in it. And the bus bleeds ever so slightly into one of those frames. And I'm like, does that count?
Is that a bus? And
does that count as part of the bus?
And now they have
existential.
Now they have the new ones where the art is done. They're not real photos. They're AI generated photos. And it'll be like, hey, which one of these is a bunny in a cup? Or like, and I'm just like, they all look weird and unreal. And I don't know. None of them are actually. Can I tell you something I found out?
You may.
As somebody who runs an e-commerce website.
You do?
If you add that sort of CAPTCHA to your site, you are able to say what percentage correct is human.
Whoa.
You don't have to be 100%.
Oh my God.
You can put it anywhere from like,
times
you
where
can
I
put it
know
anywhere.
I whiffed it.
Yeah. No, you can put it anywhere from 80 to 100 and you can be like, okay, that little corner bit, you can let that go.
Anthony, what's that? WeHaveConcerns.com?
That's WeHaveConcernsStore.com.
There have definitely been times where I'm like, how did that get through? I'm pretty sure I fucked that.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. Well, we're talking about this because new research shows that robots are better at convincing computers they're not bots than people.
I had to look. We all knew that this shit couldn't be too smart for a computer.
No.
How is this shit too
You
smart
think
for
a computer can't identify a bicycle?
Maybe in the beginning it was. Maybe in the
Sure.
beginning it was.
Sure.
But now it's like, I ask a computer, hey man, draw me Christopher Walken on the back of a Pegasus flying over the particular Walmart in Boise, Idaho that I'm thinking
Kissing David Hasselhoff.
Kissing David Hasselhoff. And the computer's like,
Yeah, okay.
I've got 12 different versions of that
of
for you.
course.
Which one do you like best? You're telling me it doesn't know where the crosswalk is. Get fucked.
It's literally the computer testing me to find out if I'm a computer.
If the computer didn't know where the crosswalk is, why do we want self-driving cars so badly?
If the computer didn't know where the sidewalk was, how does it know if I know where the sidewalk is?
And can Shel Silverstein please tell me where the sidewalk ends?
Can Sally sell her shells by the seashore? Anyways, we're pretty bad and computers are getting better. So that's I like their choice of image for this article. I think this was
It's always
correct.
It's
It's
always
always
the
this.
fucking Terminator. It's always like AI, and it's just, you could be saying AI learned how to cure cancer in children, and it would be like bum 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 bum
Yeah.
bum 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 bum.
100% it would.
AI saved a kitten in a tree. Bum 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 bum. But how long will it save these kittens in a tree before it comes for us? Bum 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 bum.
Do you want to know how big the discrepancy was between people and computers?
Yes.
Between people and bots on this? Humans in the UC Irvine tests were between 50 and 84% accurate. Hey guys, that's pretty low.
Hey, only
50?
only like half of us know what a bike is?
50? I did think we would do better than that.
Yo, if I showed you a bike and then a mug, would you be good? Would you be good, dog? Because it turns out
50% of the time, no.
It turns out half of us can't.
Okay, have you read this yet, Anthony?
No.
Guess what percentage of bots? I want everybody in chat who hasn't already looked at this. What percentage of bots? What percentage of accuracy? So 50 to 84% accuracy from humans. What percentage do you think bots were accurate?
84 to 100.
84 to 100?
Yeah, like 85 to 100. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm seeing in chat we've got 97, we've got 98, we've got
Is it specific?
99.9.
Is it a specific number?
It is a specific number.
Okay, then I'm going to say 97%.
99.8%.
That's a low fever.
Humans, on average, took about between 9 and 15 seconds to complete the task. And bots were able to do so with a 99.8% accuracy in less than a second.
Hey, why does labor still exist? I'm sorry, I know this is where we always go, but why does labor still exist? If computers can do all this stuff, just let them do it and let us lay on a hammock feeding a Snorlax in Pokemon Sleep.
Well, you know who has some opinions about that?
The Snorlax from Pokemon Sleep?
The Pope.
The Pope? Why would the Pope have... Well, the Pope doesn't even know that a computer...
Well, he's a cool Pope. We have the cool Pope right now.
It's not the young Pope.
No, different than the young
The
Pope.
young Pope, and God, that Pope was young.
Yeah.
That was a young Pope.
That was for a Pope?
For a Pope, Jesus, that Pope was young. Did
Yeah.
you watch that show? It was 12 episodes of everybody being like, that can't be the Pope.
He's too young.
He's too young.
well,
Look how young that Pope is, they'd say. And the Pope would be like, I know, I'm pretty young. And they'd be like, buddy,
young.
have you seen?
Little guy.
Oh, you're just so small, the Pope.
Not even many years, that
just
Pope.
just a tiny little Pope, this guy.
I want, instead of young Pope, I want tiny Pope.
Tiny
I
Pope.
want tiny hand-sized Pope. It's like that thing where it's like, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Yeah.
Would you rather have one very young Pope or one very small Pope? And that's the same kind of question.
It's exactly the same.
I want you to know that the format is the same.
The format is the
and if
same.
you were thinking it was different, you are wrong.
If you're thinking it was wrong, also think about that 50% of us can't figure out what a bike is. So shut up.
Check yourself, motherfucker. Hey, maybe you don't fucking know anything, okay? Ask a bot if it was the same kind of joke. They'll say yes. Ask the Pope about the Pope joke, okay?
Hey, ask your doctor if a Pope joke is right for you.
And ask the Pope about his feelings on artificial intelligence.
There was your tiny thing.
Anthony, no! Anthony, don't go down. Come back. No tangents. Come back.
It's such a good tangent.
Don't Google.
It's such a good tangent.
Google.
Have you ever seen it though?
You get off Google right now.
No, but it's
we're doing a thing.
It's a good tangent
We've
though.
got a story.
I know, but this is a 30 second. It's 30 seconds. Do you remember Nicolas Cage doing Tiny Elvis on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, we're not watching it.
He would be like sitting by a lamp. He'd be like, "Hey man, look at that lamp. That thing's huge."
100 Elvis-sized popes, or one Pope-sized Elvis.
And everybody would be like, "Man, you're right, Elvis. That lamp is huge. That's a huge lamp." And then he'd be like, hey, look at this pencil. It's a huge pencil, man. Who could write with that pencil? This pencil's huge. And they'd be like, "You're right, Elvis. That pencil's so huge."
Thank you so much, Anthony, for taking the time on today's show to do your impression of Nicolas Cage doing an impression of Elvis.
But a tiny Elvis.
The Pope has scheduled the address.
About Tiny Elvis?
About Tiny Elvis. Which can only be created with artificial intelligence. Hey, cool Pope, everybody.
Now what does the cool Pope have to, what does the cool Pope want to say about AI? Why is the Pope talking about AI?
Well, here's the thing. We were all wondering why the Pope had scheduled an address about artificial intelligence. Now, mind you, this is the Pope, of course, that was like, we probably shouldn't throw rocks at gay people. They're probably all right.
Yeah.
Because he's the cool Pope.
You could
comparatively.
The Pope was like, you shouldn't throw rocks at him. You could put a stick in their bike spokes.
Because he's a cool Pope.
Because he's a cool Pope.
Yeah, he's still the Pope. With the hat and all that. But fortunately for us, as an It's Too Early exclusive, we actually have a video that is kind of like the preview. They released a preview of the speech of the Pope addressing artificial intelligence. So we're going to pull that up. We're going to wrestle the tech gods to get it. And we will see you in just a second.
Hey, I'm the Pope. In Resquiet Pace. Hey, Veni Vini Vici.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. Okay, hey.
Jesus
really quick-
Christo.
Hey,
Hey, I'm the Pope.
listen, hey, Pope. All
Yeah.
right, you got me in your earpiece?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay, don't say yes out loud.
Si.
Okay, don't say yes out loud. We're gonna keep this
Ciao.
one inside. Right, just keep it going. Keep
I'm
vamping.
the Pope.
Can you vamp a little bit?
Hey, bless you. Hey, bless
Hey,
you
do
too.
you remember the TikTok dance I taught
Hey,
you?
I'm the cool Pope.
Do you? Yeah.
I'm
okay.
the cool Pope.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, hey.
you all love a Jesus, right? Hey, me too.
Right.
Hey.
Tell them that Jesus loves
Hey, Jesus.
tall women.
Jesus loves everybody. Hey,
Like,
Jesus loves
It's like tall women.
Jesus loves a
like
big,
a tall mommy.
Jesus loves a big lady.
Tall-
The bigger the lady, the more the Jesus lover.
Mommy.
Mommy. The Pope and the Jesus. We all love the mommies and the daddies.
Okay, we're gonna get into a little bit of
and
tech
the
here.
babies. Kiss it a baby.
Okay,
Hey,
cool
my car's bulletproof.
Yeah, cool Pope. Cool Pope.
Hey.
Hey, cool Pope. Come
Yeah.
on. You
Before
listen?
I was at a Pope, I'd like to ski.
Okay, hey.
They don't let me ski
Listen,
so much
the
anymore
people are
because of the
concerned-
God.
The people are concerned about their jobs with artificial intelligence. So I'm going to need you to
I don't
say,
think. Hey,
say,
people, I know you're worried about your jobs, but I don't think you are artificially intelligent. The Pope think everybody as smart as everybody else. You all very smart as far as the Pope are concerned. Hey, bless you. Hey, bless you too.
okay, hey, Pope.
Hey.
I want you to say.
Hey, that's me. I'm the
I want
Pope.
you to say that artificial intelligence
Mm-hmm.
is the future.
Hey, I'm a semi-gabucha future.
No, so try again. AI.
Hey, I'm the Pope.
Okay, no.
Hey.
Okay. Say AI is a technology
As a technology.
that would be
Which
of great
we used to be
use
against the technology.
Which is
we used to be against the technology, but I'm a cool Pope. I'm going to tell you, have a cell phone.
with
Take
AI.
a cell phone. Take a two
Okay.
if you need.
And with artificial intelligence, the Catholic Church
With the Abba Zebagaba, a church
will be
which
able
is me,
to dab on the haters.
will be able to dab. We'll be able to dab a little the body of a Christ
On the haters.
on. Oh,
On
no
the
haters.
on the haters.
No.
No, here's your reminder. They cannot. Hey,
no
hey,
room.
cool-
Nay, no haters. Only the love in the heart,
cool
right?
Pope,
Hey, the
yeah.
Pope.
Please don't respond to me directly. They
Jesus
cannot hear me.
says, we all love each other. No time for a haters. Then that's why we like Abba Gabba Dooba Gabba.
Fuck. Okay, we're losing them, Pope. We're losing them, Pope.
Hey.
Tell them to buy Bitcoin.
Hey, you know the apostles? Pretty cool guys.
That's not what I said.
Pretty cool guys.
That's not anything that I
Hey,
said. Okay, come
what?
on, bring him back and do another TikTok dance. Come on, no, another one. I taught you another one. I know I taught you another one. Yeah? Okay.
I'm gonna Pope.
Yeah. Coming back around. Look at that.
Hey,
Look at the people. They love you.
The Pope want to talk to you about bits of coin.
Okay.
Very, very tiny bits of coin.
Yeah.
You don't need much. You don't need much. It's not that heaven is not for the wealthy. You know what I mean? You only need a little bit of coin.
Okay.
Tiny bit of coin for the Pope.
Tell them to follow you on
Now
TikTok.
the Vatican, we need a lot of coin.
Don't say that.
Take
Don't,
a little
no,
bit of
don't
your
fucking
coin.
say that, dude. Don't fucking
If you
say
got
that.
a little bit of coin and you could give it to the Vatican, I saw last night the Pope wake up. I go, oh, Pope will go to the bathroom 4 or 5 times a night. Pope, easy.
Hey,
I'm not
hey,
the young
Pope.
Pope. You know what I mean? I'm the cool Pope.
Hey, cool Pope.
The cool Pope get
cool
up
Pope,
in
shut
the middle of the
fuck up.
night.
Cool Pope, shut the fuck up.
And he looked up at his ceiling and he said, oh no. What happened to all the gold leaf on my ceiling? It don't look so shiny no more. So if you got a little bit of coin to give it to the Pope,
Pope, I'm gonna get fired.
just a
Pope,
little bit of coin and Abagoob intelligence.
Cool Pope, I'm gonna get fired. I need
You're not
you.
gonna get fired.
You can't. They can't hear me. You can't say that.
I'm the Pope. You're not fired.
Listen.
Hey.
Tell them to follow you on TikTok,
Follow me on a TikTok goes the clock.
and that they can meet you in the metaverse
Oh,
on the
yes.
holy day.
You can find the Pope in the place where the glasses make you dizzy. If you have the dizzy glasses, you could put them on, and you can see the Pope there. I don't have any
Say the
legs.
words.
I got no legs in there.
Say the word. You have to say. Look, hey,
I don't got no legs in there. I'm floating around. Is it
Please.
an abomination to Christ?
cool Pope. They're
I
giving
thought
us
maybe, but
cool,
then I saw it and I said, nah, just make me a little dizzy.
cool Pope. They're giving us so much money. You have to say the word meta.
Meta.
All right, that'll do.
What's the matter you? I'm the Pope. Hey.
Hey, everyone.
We
Camera's
did
a
not
little high.
lower the camera. Camera's a little high. What happened? What happened? We went to that live feed from the Vatican, and then we
Sorry, I bumped it. I tripped.
Oh, we had to go feed the meter. You probably saw that we had to go feed the meter, and we knocked the camera on the way out.
We had to feed the meaty a little bit.
We had to feed a meaty.
Anyways, everybody, the Pope is addressing AI, and that's the kind of weird dystopian nightmare we live in.
Yeah. I have $20 that says that was less dystopian than the full address will be.
I believe you. I think that is a bet I would not take. Personally, as a pagan Jew, I don't find most things from the Catholic Church comforting, but the Catholic Church talking about artificial intelligence, something that is fundamentally misunderstood by the majority of the world.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Can't imagine being very good.
I think maybe they'll have a great take on it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think they're going to have a great take on it. I think it's going to be great. No, I'm smiling because I'm thinking of how great the take's going to be, and I'm smiling.
Make the straight face.
I'm just like, oh, I can't wait for them to have a good take that's going to make everything better.
You couldn't even get through it without smiling while you were pretending to agree with the Catholic Church.
Do you think we could watch a clip of Tiny Elvis?
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up then.
I fight copyright disputes on this show every day. The Vatican is going to fuck our shit up.
Oh, yeah. They're doing weird shit, the Vatican.
The Vatican's going to fuck our shit up for that last clip.
They got spies. They got assassins.
Yeah, they do.
I've seen movies. I've read books.
I did have a moment in between where I went, shit, Anthony, where does the Pope live? And he went, Italy.
In the woods. No, wait, that's where a bear shits.
That's where if a tree falls down, you may or may not hear it.
Hey.
I couldn't remember the Vatican.
What is the Pope? And I wouldn't tell her. And she was like, where does the Pope live? And I was like, Italy. And she's like, you know what I'm thinking of? I was like, just bring up a picture of Sparrow.
Anyway, I do have a very, very interesting clip for y'all for the Patreon today, because that is the end of our show. I feel like the last 10 minutes before this show goes live is always real fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I think we should make more of a habit of recording how fucking weird trying to get this show live is.
Yeah, so if you are a patron right now, patreon.com/PixelCircus, you will get, in addition to a clip of us doing whatever kind of nonsense we're doing before the show went live today, you get every extra clip that we've ever given everybody ever.
That's very true.
And we do one a week, mostly.
We do one pretty much every week.
Give or take.
Unless there's not.
Yeah.
Except for when there isn't.
What are you? The IRS? Get out of here.
You get out of our fucking business.
You get out of our fucking... Hey.
What are you? The Catholic Church?
What are you, the Vatican?
Are you get out of my business.
Are you a Vatican spy? Absolutely jump off a cliff.
Anyways, what a fascinating place to end our show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 9 a.m. Pacific. We've actually never been late for a show. Did you know that?
Yeah, we've never been late and we've never missed one. And we always know what a bicycle looks like. Go away.
But if you miss it, you can always catch up on YouTube later. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we're gonna be doing a lot more stuff over on YouTube. That is youtube.com/PixelCircus. If you've not gotten enough Pixel Circus today, you can catch us live tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific.
What? What's happening at 6 p.m.?
We are doing a murder mystery game night. We are playing one of my favorite game franchises, the Hunt a Killer games. This is not sponsored, to be clear, because I know every time I talk about it, it sounds a little like it is. It's
because every podcast was like, Hunt a Killer, Hunt a Killer.
It's just because I really like the Hunt a Killer games, and I'm very excited about it. And hey, if they did want to, hit me up. That would be really cool and all. But in the meantime, it's not sponsored. We're just having a little girly game night on the channel because I do feel like true crime is for the girlies.
What girl? Can we say what girlies are going to be there? Do we know who's going to be there?
Absolutely. In fact, one of them is in chat right now. Our own Elise is going to be solving a murder with us tonight.
What?
Elise Resendez herself.
Cool Pixel Circus roommate Elise?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Elise is going to be here. Kaylee is going to be here. Danny Gage, who you may know from In the Name of, is going to be here. And we're just having a little girly game night solving a murder.
Just solve a little murder.
That's it.
Just a little bit of murder with your friends.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That'll be live at 6 o'clock, so come join us for that. Anthony, when you're not here, what are you doing?
I'm fucking nothing cool, but you can check it out, I guess, if you want, everywhere on the internet at Carboni. I streamed last night right here on Twitch. That's at Anthony Carboni. Depending on how my afternoon goes, I might jump into a little bit more of the Baldy Grape this afternoon. So follow me on the Twitch.
That after only the character creator he thinks is just okay.
Yeah, I've played most of the game.
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Saige, where I'm also streaming a bunch of Baldurs Gate and enjoying it very much.